WordPress powers a huge share of the web. It's flexible enough to run anything from a personal blog to a full business site, and because it's open source, you're never locked into paying a single hosting company forever just to keep your own content online. Most people run WordPress through a managed host because it's convenient, but you're also renting your uptime, your support responsiveness, and often your actual scalability from someone else. The reason self-hosting WordPress intimidates people who'd otherwise want the control is that real production WordPress setup is more than upload some PHP files. It needs a real database, shared file storage so uploads and themes stay in sync, and email that actually delivers instead of landing in spam, none of which just works out of the box on a bare EC2 instance. FOSSonCloud by the AWS consulting firm Ordinary Experts packages all of that into a single CloudFormation stack. Aurora MySQL for the database, EFS for shared files across app servers, SES for outbound email, and all running on a custom AMI with Apache and PHP already configured, wired together automatically. It's fully open source, so you can read every line on GitHub before you deploy it. This video walks you through the entire setup. Before you deploy, you need two things: a Route 53 hosted zone and an SSL certificate. To obtain these, go to Certificate Manager in the AWS console. If you already have a certificate, click into it. If you don't, click Request, Public Certificate, and enter your desired domain name. Once you create it, it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Copy the ARN and make sure your domain name is created in Route 53. Next, you need to subscribe to the WordPress pattern by FOSSonCloud. From the website, go to the WordPress product page and click Deploy on AWS Marketplace. Or you can go directly to the AWS Marketplace and search WordPress on AWS by FOSSonCloud. Click View Purchase Options and then subscribe. Launch your software and launch with CloudFormation. This will take you to a preloaded template, and all you have to do is configure a few parameters. The first parameter is the stack name. You can pick any name you'll recognize, so I'll use WordPress Demo. Next is the ALB ACM certificate ARN, which is the value we copied earlier. The ALB ingress CIDR is determining who can reach the site. 0.0.0.0/0 is common for a public site. However, if you're just testing, you can restrict it to your own IP address. Next is the DNS Route 53 hosted zone name. This is your root domain exactly as it appears in Route 53. For us, that's test.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com. The DNS host name is the subdomain prefix. Combined with your hosted zone, this is where your site will live. So for us, we can use WordPress demo.test.patterns.ordinaryexperts.com. If you've already used this domain identity for a previous stack, you can set this to false. However, if it's your first deploy, you can leave it as true. One thing to note with this enable SFTP, it's optional and defaults to false, but if you set it to true, the stack also creates a network load balancer listening on port 22, giving you SFTP access to upload themes, plugins, or media directly, which is useful if you or a developer wants to work with files the traditional way instead of through Session Manager. Leave it false if you don't need it. You can always redeploy it with enabled later. This SFTP ingress CIDR block is required you to fill out. However, because we've set enabled SFTP to false, then it won't actually be used. Everything else has sensible defaults, so you can click Next, Acknowledge, Next, and Submit. The stack will take about 15 to 25 minutes to deploy. Once your stack shows Create Complete, go to the Outputs tab and open up the site URL. You'll land on WordPress's own installer. Choose your language, then your site title, admin username, password, and email, and finish the setup wizard. Once you log in, you have full access to WordPress. Right now, we're looking at an ALB health dashboard, which is worth bookmarking. If your site ever seems slow or partially down, check here first to see whether it's an application level issue or an infrastructure level one before you start troubleshooting blind. And that's the full setup, a production-ready, auto-scaling WordPress site with a real database, shared storage, and email delivery all wired together. Live in your own AWS account, deployed from a single CloudFormation template. Real ownership of your site without the operational headache. And if you run into anything, every FOSSonCloud deployment includes a free 1-hour onboarding Zoom session. Our team will walk you through your specific setup, answer questions, and get you running. Ongoing email support with a 2-business day response time is included as well. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to working with you.